The Caparo T1 is a British mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, two-seat automobile built by Caparo Vehicle Technologies, founded by design director Ben Scott-Geddes and engineering director Graham Halstead, engineers formerly involved in the development of the McLaren F1. The T1 was inspired by Formula One design, and intended as a relatively affordable road-legal racing car. The T1 was scheduled for production in mid-2007 for a price of £235,000 with approximately 25 cars per year built, but as of 2012, 16 examples have been sold in the United Kingdom. Overview: the T1 has a dry weight of 470 kilograms, an overall length of 4,066 millimeters, an overall width of 1,990 millimeters, an overall height of 1,076 millimeters, and a wheelbase of 2,900 millimeters. It has a fuel tank capacity of 70 liters. Exterior: the exterior of the T1 closely resembles that of a racing prototype or Formula One racing car. It features a carbon fiber aerodynamic low-drag body design, composed of individual sections, with an adjustable twin-element front wing, single-element rear wing, and Fowler flaps, and a ground effect diffuser, allowing it to create 875 kilograms of downforce at 240 kilometers per hour. The wings are replaceable with road and track variations. Interior: the interior of the T1 is a two-seat configuration, lacking any amenities and luxuries to reduce excess weight. The passenger's seat is set back from the driver's seat slightly, allowing the seats to be placed closer together, thereby reducing the overall width of the T1. Offered are a head protection system, 6-point harnesses for the driver and passenger, compatible with a HANS device, and is designed with a central safety cell made of a high-strength steel roll hoop with a fire system. The dashboard is multi-function with race data logging and speed sensors for traction control and launch control. Chassis: the chassis of the T1 is composed of a carbon fiber and aluminium honeycomb monocoque with a front composite crash structure and a rear tubular spaceframe construction. The suspension is of a double wishbone design with tunable anti-roll bars, front and rear, and 5-way adjustable race dampers. The braking system is composed of 355 mm steel brake discs, with 6-piston and 4-piston calipers front and rear, respectively. The brake bias pedal box is fully adjustable and brake pads are available in various compounds. The wheels are all aluminium 10x18" and 11x19" front and rear, respectively, with Pirelli P0 Corsa tires. Magnesium 10x18" and 11x18" wheels front and rear, respectively, with Pirelli slick and wet track tires are available as optional equipment. Powertrain: the T1 sports a 116 kg, 32-valve, 3,496 cubic centimeter, all aluminium, naturally aspirated, Menard V8 engine with cylinder banks mounted at 90° and lubricated via a dry sump oil system. The engine has gone through several designs, previously including a smaller 2.4-liter supercharged unit. The production design generates a maximum power of 575 horsepower at 10,500 revolutions per minute and a maximum torque of 310 pound-feet at 9,000 revolutions per minute, giving the car a power-to-weight ratio of 1,223 horsepower per ton. In addition, the engine has been reported to successfully reach 700 horsepower on methanol fuel. The engine is controlled via a fully tunable Pectel Square 6 engine control unit and the throttle is controlled via a throttle-by-wire system. The T1's gearbox is a 6-speed Hewland sequential made of a magnesium and carbon construction that has a variety of available gear ratios and utilizes a pneumatic actuator to shift, able to upshift in 60 milliseconds and downshift in 30 milliseconds. Furthermore, the drivetrain incorporates a limited slip differential and equal-length hollow tripod drive shafts. Performance: the T1 has an estimated maximum speed of 205 miles per hour on a low downforce setup. From a standing start, it has an estimated 0–100 km per hour time under 2.5 seconds and onto 160 km per hour in 4.9 seconds, depending on tire setup. It is also capable of an estimated lateral acceleration of up to 3g and braking deceleration of 3g, depending on tire setup. History Unveiling The T1 was officially unveiled by Albert II, Prince of Monaco, joined by Murray Walker, at the Top Marks Auto Show in Monaco on April 20, 2006. The show car unveiled was a prototype, painted orange as historic McLaren cars were due to the nature of the T1's designers being ex-McLaren engineers. Another test vehicle was reported to have been under construction at the time. During the mph 07 Auto Show, on October 30 through November 2 and later November 13 through November 16, 2007, Caparo, in conjunction with the London Metropolitan Police, unveiled a prototype police vehicle variant of the T1 named the Rapid Response Vehicle. However, Top Gear and Edmunds reported that the car would not be put into production. Incidents Jason Plato was injured in a prototype T1 in October 2007 at the Brunting Hall Proving Ground when it caught fire at an estimated 250 km/h. The T1 was being tested during filming for Five's Fifth Gear. Plato described what happened as, "There was a slight loss of power, I looked in the mirror and saw some smoke, there was a slight smell of oil and then suddenly there was this intense heat. The car spontaneously erupted into a ball of flame and I was sat in the middle of a fireball. I hit the brakes, brought the car to a stop as quickly as I could and jumped out." In the associated episode of Fifth Gear, first broadcast October 15, 2007, presenter Vicky Butler Henderson suggested the fire was caused by a faulty oil sealing component, which now identified, will be fully rectified by Caparo. While being tested for competing British television programme Top Gear, first broadcast on November 11, 2007, a floor panel came loose from the test vehicle as it was being driven at speed by Jeremy Clarkson, after he had already made a play of being scared about driving the car because of Plato's experience. Afterwards, there was a problem with the car's petrol injection system. In the same review, Clarkson mentioned two more incidents, one at the press launch, when some aspect of the front suspension came adrift while a Dutch journalist was driving, causing him to veer off-road, and one at the Goodwood Festival of Speed when the throttle stuck open. Reviews On November 11, 2007, the T1 surpassed the Top Gear Powerboard leader's time of 1:17.6, then held by the Koenigsegg CCX, with a time of 1:10.6. Immediately after having declared the time and placed it on the powerboard, presenter Jeremy Clarkson removed the record because it did not meet the show's rule that the car must be able to go over a speed bump. However, Ben Scott-Geddes of Caparo has stated that, "The model we supplied to Top Gear was one of our final engineering vehicles without adjustable ride height and electronic active driver control systems which are standard on our production models. When drivers select the road setting, the car is more tractable in slower speed conditions and the ride height is fully adjustable to bring the car up to 90 mm clearance, making it more than capable of driving over speed bumps." When driving the Caparo, Clarkson had stated that limited aerodynamic downforce is created at slow speeds, saying that it would be an excellent excuse for a policeman since, he has to take that corner at 1,000 mph because if he takes it at 30, he'll crash. The car had low levels of lateral traction while cornering if it was not being driven rapidly. Aerodynamically, this vehicle is designed such that air passing over the body at high speed pushes the vehicle against the road. He criticized the handling characteristics, finding that the vehicle was difficult to control around corners at low speeds, and that on a wet or cold day there were problems even at higher speeds. References Citations External links Caparo T1 official website